Good morning. Today we are going to organize our notebook for our first sixth grade notebook check. I have shared my screen today so that I can walk through the rubric with you. This will get glued into your notebook. So the first thing that you're going to see is the safety contract. So the safety contract looks like this. It needs to be signed at the bottom. That is the first thing that is placed into the notebook. Then the next part is the assess prior knowledge. There are 4 questions. The next part of the notebook involves the hook. Remember we did an activity called Rocks Are Classy. So the 3 points are coming from the completion of the data table. The next is the rock cycle notes. These were found in Google Classroom. This was a Google slide with our Earth Materials class notes found in Google Classroom and placed and written into our notebook. The next part, and one of the biggest parts, again, we did complete all of this in class, so you can see a classmate has followed along and their pen denotes that. There are questions 7 and 8. Excuse me, that was the wrong page. That's page 2. This is page 1. Page 1, so this is our rock cycle Explore Lab. We answer questions 7 and 8. And then the next, they just go in order, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is probably one of the biggest things that we need to make sure are completed. If you find that you need to complete these by the time we take our test this week, they are in the videos posted in Google Classroom for each day's lesson. The next thing you will see is page 3 and 4. Again, those pages look just like 1 and 2, and then 5 and 6. The next thing that's in your notebook, and it may be after pages 1 and 2, is the hot plate safety contract. Again, make sure that's signed on the bottom. Highlighted, we worked through that in class. And then the last 2 pieces of our notebook is the rock cycle diagram. Again, that needs to be copied the way that I did mine down in Google Classroom, so it needs to be colored, appropriate colors, and it needs to be labeled. Next is Explore 2. The first points are the data table, and we made a graph. Those empty columns may be left empty. You will not lose points if you do not fill in the last 2 columns in the Explore 2 data table. And then underneath of that, we had the questions. Again, we went through those in class. If you do not have those filled in, I recommend you find the videos in Google Classroom that I have began to make a distinction between the days, what we did on specific days. That is the rubric that you can see on the screen, and then I went through and showed you as many pages as I felt necessary for you to be successful in earning 38 points into the lab category of your notebook.